Hello everyone, this is Payal Vaja. In this video, I am going to discuss about types of parental products. First type is based on types of packaging. Two types is available. First one is single dose unit, next one is multiple dose unit. Single dose unit have various examples like ampoules, infusions, and pre-filled disposable syringe. And multiple dose unit example is multiple dose vials. Next one is based on the production and control. Two types of parenteral is available. Small volume parenterals and next one is large volume parenterals. Small volume parenterals in volume capacity is less than 100 ml, single used and no preservative is available. Large volume parenteral is volume capacity is 100 ml or more than 100 ml. It is a multiple used and in this case preservative is added. Next one is based on clinical use. Various types is present. Solution for irrigation. Next one is ophthalmic solution is available for eye. Next one is dialysis solution is available for kidney problem. Diagnostic agents is also available. Allergic extracts and implants is available. That is the based on clinical use. Next one is parenteral or types of parenteral based on physical state of products. Four types is available. First one is sterile solution. Next one is sterile suspension, sterile emulsion, and sterile solids. Pre-formulation factor. First of all, what is pre-formulation? Pre-formulation, which involves the determination of both physical and chemical properties of drug with the goal producing a new drug which is safe, stable and efficacious. The establish the physicochemical property of new drug moiety which determine the kinetic profile of new drugs. Pre-formulation study have various types. First one is or pre-formulation factors is molecular structure and weight. The first and most important step in pre-formulation is to determine the molecular structure and weight of material. The next one is color. Appearance of color change is indicative of physicochemical instability which may decrease the shelf life of the product. In thermal analysis study, the drug may undergo physical or chemical changes due to variation of temperature which may be associated with loss or gain, and the change is analyzed by DTA study and DST study. Next one is solubility study. A clear solution for injectable that are to be administered either via infusion or via intramuscular route mainly depends on the solubility. Solubility of drug substance can be determined by spectrophotometric method or from pH profile. Non-aqueous solvent like ethyl alcohol, glycerin and polyethylene glycol. Next one is dissociation constant or partition coefficient. It is used to determine the rate and extent of drug absorption. Next one is compatibility study. By using FTIR study, functional group is identified. DST study is performed for melting point determination. TLC study and HPTLC study is a chromatographic technique. Next one is stability study. In stability study, light stability is performed. In this study, Drug solution placed in the Petri plate and glass ampoules respectively. Drug substances placed in a light resistant container such as carbon box which act as a controller, and the samples are placed and maintained lighting condition such as 500-foot candles for a period of 4 weeks, and consider a light extremely any changes like a discoloration, precipitation, decomposition observed in the sample to consider light sensitive and require light protection in both solid and liquid forms. And last one is particle sizes also affect. If particle size is large, that is affect the solubility, and if particles are smaller in size, so large surface area is produced, and large surface area, so dissolution and solubility of any drug substance is enhanced. Next one is formulation of parenterals. In the preparation of parenteral products, the following substances are added to make a stable preparation. First one is the active ingredient, vehicle. Vehicle have two types, like a aqueous vehicle, and second one is non-aqueous vehicle. In aqueous vehicle, example is water for injection. Water for injection that is free from carbon dioxide. Next one is non-aqueous vehicle. Example is ethyl alcohol, propylene glycol, and almond oil. Added substance or additives. Various additives are available like antimicrobial agent, antioxidants, buffers, bulking agent, chelating agent, protectant, solubilizing agents, surfactants, and tonicity adjusting agent. First one, therapeutic ingredients or active pharmaceutical ingredients. Examples is insulin, antibiotics, any anti-cancer drug substance, steroids, vaccines, antipyretic, analgesics, any anti-inflammatory drug products, and LBP like dextrose, NaCl, or a combination of both. That is the example of therapeutic ingredients that is used in a parenteral preparation. Next one is solvents. Which type of solvent? Use like water. Water should meet compatible requirements. Next one is water miscible vehicle. Example is ethyl alcohol, polyethylene glycol, and PG means polyglycol, propylene glycol. Next one is non-aqueous vehicle. Example is fixed oils. Aqueous solvents. Example of aqueous solvents like water for injection. Next one is sterile water for injection, bacteriostatic water for injection, sodium chloride injection, bacteriostatic sodium chloride injection, sterile water for inhalation, and sterile water for irrigation. We will discuss turn by turn. First one is water for injection. It is the water that is intended to be used in manufacture of injectables products which are to be sterilized after their preparation, and that is not required to be sterile. It should be free from pyrogenic contamination. So water for injection, it should be totally free from pyrogen, and the total number of dissolved solid must not be more than 10 ppm. It is used within a 24 hours of its collection. So water for injection, it should be used after 24 hours. It should be used within 24 hours after its preparation. Water for injection should be discarded or maintained sterile or stored in a tight container to avoid any type of contamination. So, storage condition like 5 degrees centigrade for a small volume container and 80 degree for large tanks. Next one is sterile water for injection. Sterile water for injection, according to USP, it is a sterile, non-pyrogenic preparation of water for injection which contain no any antimicrobial agent or added buffer and is supplied only in single dose container. That means sterile water for injection, it is a sterile dosage form, it is a non-pyrogenic preparation and which doesn't contain any antimicrobial agent or added buffer and it is supplied via single dose container. Use of sterile water for injection, it is used to dilute or dissolve already sterile and packaged injectable medications such as the dry powder of sodium phenobarbital and ampicillin sodium. So particularly it is used to dilute or dissolve already sterile and packed injectable medications. It is added under aseptic conditions. It must be a pyrogen free that doesn't contain any antimicrobial agent we already discussed. It must be isotonic when intended for intravascular route, particularly when it is given via intravascular route. It must be isotonic in nature. Next one is bacteriostatic water for injection. Bacteriostatic water for injection, it is a sterile, non-pyrogenic preparation of water for injection which containing 0.9% of benzyl alcohol which is added as a preservative. It is supplied in a multiple dose container from which repeated withdrawal may be made to dilute or dissolve drug for a injection. And pH of bacteriostatic water for injection is maintained between 4.5 to 7. Should be compatible with drug also. Next one is sodium chloride injection. Sodium chloride injection is a sterile isotonic solution of NaCl in water for injection which contain no antimicrobial agents may be used as a sterile vehicle in solution or suspension of drugs for a parenteral administration. Last one is bacteriostatic sodium chloride injection. The injections is designed for parenteral use only. After addition of drugs that require dilution or must be dissolved in an aqueous vehicle prior to injection. Bacteriostatic 0.9% sodium chloride injection, according to USP, it is a sterile, non-pyrogenic isotonic solution of NaCl in a water for injection. Each ml contain sodium chloride 9 mg and 0.9% benzyl alcohol added as the bacteriostatic preservative, which may contain hydrochloric acid for pH adjustment and it is supplied in a multiple dose container from which repeated withdrawal may be made to dilute or dissolve drug for a medication. And pH is between 4.5 to 7 is maintained. Sodium chloride USP is chemically designated NaCl, a white crystalline powder and freely soluble in a water. That is all regarding water for injection or aqueous vehicle. Next one is non-aqueous vehicle. Two types is present. First one is motor miscible vehicle and second one is vegetable oils. Water miscible solvents have examples like glycerin, polyethylene glycol, propylene glycol, alcohol, isopropyl myristate, dimethyl acetamide, etc. Vegetable oils. Example is the most commonly used fixed oil in injections are corn oil, cottonseed oil, peanut oil, sesame oil, castor oil, and olive oil have been used on this occasion. Next one is regarding other additive or any other substances. First one is preservative. Antimicrobial agents are added to multiple dose container and large volume parenteral must not contain preservative. Which type of preservative we will use? Like a benzyl alcohol 0.5 to 10%, methyl paraben 0.01 to 0.18%, propyl paraben 0.005 to 0.035%, phenol 0.065 to 0.5%. That is regarding preservative. Next one is antioxidant, that is used to protect the products from the oxidation and act as a reducing agent or prevent a oxidation. Example of reducing agent is sodium metabisulfate, concentration is 0.5 to 0.15%. Thiourea is also available. Next one is blocking agent is ascorbic acid ester is also used for antioxidant, and steroids like citric acid, tartaric acid is available. Chelating agent. In chelating agent, EDTA is used particularly in concentration of 0.01 to 0.075 degrees centigrade, 0.075 percentage. Buffers. Why buffer is used in parenteral? So that are added to maintain the pH, and change in pH which may cause degradation of the product. Factor which affecting to the selection of buffers is effective range or concentration and chemical effect on the total product. The acceptable pH range is 3 to 10.5 for intravenous preparation and 4 to 9 for other routes. Buffers are included in injections to maintain the pH of the packed product, and the buffers used in injection must allow the body fluid to change the product pH after injection. Example of buffering agent like HCl, NaOH, acetic acid, benzoic acid, citric acid, etc. Next one is tonicity adjusting agent. The osmotic pressure of blood is approximately 300 milliosmoles per liter, and ideally any sterile solution would be formulated to have the same osmolarity. Example 0.9% weight by volume sodium chloride intravenous solution is an osmolarity of 308 milliosmol per liter, and 5% weight by volume dextrose intravenous solution has an osmolarity of 280 milliosmoles per liter. Intravenous solution that have a larger osmolarity value, that is called as a hypertonic solution, that is indicated in figure number 1. Next one is smaller osmolarity value, that is indicated in figure number 3, that is also called as hypotonic solution, which may cause damage to the blood, red blood cell, which may produce pain and tissue irrigation. And between hypertonicity and hypotonic solution, isotonic solution is maintained or isotonic figure is available. In hypertonic solution, all the cells are shrink because water is removed outside the cell. Isotonic solution in this cell, osmolarity is maintained because water is enter into the cell and also water is outside onto the cell. Next one is hypotonic solution. In this cell, in this situation, cell is swallow because water is enter inside cell only, but water is not removed outside the cells. Thank you.